And so, and this is one of the things that these groups that are out there, men going their own way, they bring up, kind of some of the challenges of society today. Okay? And some of their concerns with society are legit. For example, women are no exception when it comes to just being promiscuous and just being wicked. Okay? There's a lot of women out there that they have no boundaries. They have not been taught, the value of virtue. They have not been taught, the value of virginity. And they haven't been taught the importance of getting to the marriage altar pure. That's not what they're being taught. Young women today, they're being taken by their mothers to doctors to get birth control prescribed because they're going to mess around. That's what kids do. No, maybe that's what kids do today, but it's not what they should do. Somebody needs to teach them, no, that's not normal. No, you don't have to do that kind of thing. And you know what? While a lot of our society is going that way, a lot of them aren't. Okay? There's a lot of people that do it right. And the church that I grew up in, most of the people did it right. A lot of people did it right. I've been to like 4 or 5 weddings just this year, and it's all been young people who made it to the altar pure, like they were supposed to. And and if you're in a good church that preaches the truth and that teaches, some morals and things like that, you'll see a lot of that as long as it's taught in the church and then it's backed up in the home. You'll see that. It can be done. They're out there. But yes, feminism is run rampant and is ridiculous. And feminism is destroying women. It's destroying marriages. Yes, the laws in our country are a joke. Yes, you can marry a woman and you can go and you can be faithful to her. You can have a bunch of kids with her. You can take care of her. You can provide for her. And then she can say, you know what? I found somebody else, and she can divorce you. And you're going to have to pay child support, basically try to pay for 2 households. She can go shack up with some bum, and you'll still probably have to pay her some alimony. That's our country that we live in. That's wicked. That's a joke. And a lot of these things that they complain about in our society are 100% legit. They are real things. They are real issues. They are real problems. But understand that those challenges are just things that we have to overcome. Because God's laws and even nature do not change with society. Okay? There's nowhere in the Bible where God gives a law and says, but this changes if, it depends on the laws in your area. God's laws are God's laws everywhere. And it doesn't matter how wicked our society gets, God's laws do not change and nature doesn't change. What does that mean? That means just because our society is going downhill, it doesn't change the fact that men need women and women need men. It's still a natural thing. No matter how bad our society gets, there will always be that need for the opposite sex. God put it in us. We are human. We have these natural bodies, and so we will need those things. And God always intends for us, and He will always intend for us to hold off on that relationship until marriage. That is God's plan. It has been the same from the beginning, and it will never change. And so we just need to get that in our head. We got to figure out, how am I going to overcome the wickedness of the society? How am I going to do right? And how am I going to do good in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation? And you've got to figure out how to do it. And there's a lot of things we could go into, but once again, it'll help by, you at least raising your family right. If you have sons and daughters, you make sure, hey, here's some kids, these are going to be some young men and some young women that are going to be pure. These people that are out there saying, there's no pure, pure young men, there's no pure young women. Yeah, there are. There's going to be in my family. I can at least train it in my family. I'm going to go to a church where they promote morality and where they promote purity and where it's a normal thing. And it is a normal thing in church for people to make it to the marriage altar pure. It's not a weird thing. It's not a rare thing. Now, in some churches, it is a rare thing because nobody's preaching it. Nobody's teaching it. But if you're in a church that teaches it, and if you're backing these things up in your home, you can have success in this area. And so